Hello subscribers, you're probably wondering why there hasn't been an update from me in the past 4 months, but the truth is, I have been updating in the past 4 months, they were just put on my Dailymotion account. I'll post a link to the biggest project I did in that time, the top 10 Mario games, in my description. In this video, I want to talk about why I had to upload my videos to Dailymotion, and that is because I was banned from YouTube. At this point, anyone should be able to see that Google customer support is an oxymoron. You don't need to look much further than the Zodiac Active case in order to know that. You know, the case where a company says that they own footage to something they don't, but when I say that I've made a genuine product, Google doesn't believe me. I gotta tell you, losing ad revenue from your most popular video at the time is extremely painful. Well, this July, I received a third copyright claim on my top 10 greatest episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants. All 3 were from Viacom. Apparently, Google lets companies make more copyright claims on videos that have already been resolved. The interesting thing about this copyright notification is that it went straight to the highest level. I was required to go through that YouTube copyright school, which assumes that I just uploaded a direct episode of SpongeBob SquarePants. My account was severely crippled, so I could only upload videos that are 15 minutes or less, and I received a copyright strike. If you receive 3 copyright strikes, you become banned. The impersonal email that Google sends you even says, to prevent being banned, please don't upload videos that contain copyrighted content that you aren't allowed to use. You know, like, because I was totally doing that. So I went through the typical motions. I put down a counter notification that said that I am talking over the video content that I am using, that people cannot watch my video and feel like they are watching an episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, and I'm pretty sure that I even added the fact that because YouTube does not allow me to make money off of my second most popular video, that it is a non-profit and therefore is even more in fair use than most of my normal videos. I receive a note that says if the opposing party does not respond within 10 days, my YouTube video will be back up no problem. Lo and behold, in that time, I become banned from YouTube for terms of service violations. So I decided to contact Google on the phone because I realized if I could contact a human about this, my problem could be solved within 5 minutes flat. The problem is, contacting Google on the phone is terrible because you could be on hold for 4 hours until your phone battery dies. So I called rather early in the morning, and in 30 minutes, which is good by Google standards, I am told by a breathing voice on the phone that Google does not have phone support. So their phone support guy is just a person on the phone saying they don't have phone support. What? He suggested I try the YouTube help forum run almost entirely by volunteers. Now, I've tried using that support forum before, and as volunteers they can do almost nothing. Who has their support system run by volunteers anyway? If you were a surgeon, would you pick a random guy off the street to hand you the tools you need to cut someone open? At this point, I had a feeling I wasn't going to be able to contact a human being at Google anyway, so I had nothing to lose. So I posted on the forum and asked about my condition. I talked about how I didn't actually violate the terms of service, I didn't upload child abuse, I did not modify YouTube's code, and I did not sell access to YouTube. Just for a few examples of what I haven't done. The responses I received were pretty much people telling me in an accusatory tone that I must have done something wrong because YouTube banned me. And as we all know, Google is an infallible corporation, right? Right? One good suggestion was to go to the general Google product appeal form and talk about how I was banned from YouTube and why I should be unbanned. So I did that. And then I waited for 3 whole months. I sent in other appeals over the weeks, but I kept getting messages saying that they pretty much just threw it out because they're still waiting to get to my first appeal. In that time, I tried making another YouTube account under the same name, which is a big no-no by the YouTube terms of service, but I felt like I never broke it in the first place, so that this was perfectly fine. It got banned about a month after I made it. 3 months after my first appeal was sent in, I sent in another appeal. And this time I felt a lot more defeated, so in it I pretty much said, if you're not going to restore my account, which I insist you should do because banning me must have been a mistake, the least you could do is tell me what I did that was so terrible that you had to ban me instantaneously. And to be honest, I personally think I know what caused me to be banned so quickly. I sincerely believe that Viacom pulled some Google strings in order to ban me so that my top 10 SpongeBob episodes video would stay down. I believe this because if you went to any of my other videos at the time, it would say that you cannot see them because I was banned. But if you went to the SpongeBob video, it would say you cannot see that because the copyright claim is still on it from Viacom. Now maybe I'm donning my tinfoil hat at this point, but honestly Viacom had next to no basis to say that I was violating copyright. By removing me from YouTube, Viacom was able to keep that video down for months instead of business days. Oh, and the response I received from that second appeal? I actually received one in 6 days instead of waiting 3 months for no response like the previous appeal, but I got a response I was anything but satisfied with. It says, and I kid you not, YTLESC. I immediately responded asking what YTLESC even means. I knew it was a move in futility, but I had a feeling in the back of my mind that maybe I would get a response. Nope. Like the great sage on the top of the mountain, Google, after answering my question, closed its eyes, shut off its ears, and went back to meditating. I am not going to lie. The first few days I was banned from YouTube, I went through a little bit of a crippling depression. Now, some people might say this is unreasonable, but when you spend 3 years building a house of cards that is made out of 10,000 cards, and someone slams the door a little too hard and it all collapses, I think being depressed for the first few days is a very reasonable part of the healing process. At this point, I was just plain angry. Another month passes, I choose the ordeal as a topic for my public speaking club, and I decide that I am going to send in a third appeal that Google could read. I decided if I get my account back, I get my account back. But if I get some type of half-assed message like YTLESC again, I could just add that to the reasons not to like Google. So I send almost the same message I sent the second time, but this time I even add some information about YTLESC asking what that means as well. That was 2 days ago. Yesterday, I received an email saying that I have been unbanned. And yet, I am not satisfied. I had to travel through the shoddy weave of Google customer support, which took me 4 months to get my account back on track, when it could have taken 4 minutes. In that time, I limited my use of Google products even more than before, and I sold my Google stock. I cannot support a company that does these practices. With that said, that means that big changes are coming to this channel from here on out. I am going to be more selective about what I choose to upload to YouTube, and I am going to upload more of my videos to Dailymotion once I finish them. When I upload them to Dailymotion, the only thing I'll do for YouTube is post a 3-second video saying, hey, my video's out on Dailymotion, click the link in the description. In a video that I posted to Dailymotion, I said that if my top 10 Mario games was finished before I was restored to YouTube, I would stop making videos altogether. But to be honest, I kind of enjoy it, surprise, surprise. What I despised the most about my video editing was my perfectionism on having the sound and video perfectly synchronized. I'm gonna throw that habit out the window, or at least severely minimize it, because if YouTube is willing to ban me in a matter of seconds, I don't have time to obsess over the perfection of my videos. This means I might actually be able to make more videos now, albeit at lesser quality. As of now, I'm sending another counter notification for my SpongeBob video, because once I got banned, they removed my counter notification. If I get banned from YouTube within 2 weeks of uploading this video, it will be a bittersweet situation, because while I am no longer on YouTube, I will know the exact reason why I am no longer on YouTube. I think my theory of Viacom stopping me is pretty strong, but it would actually be pretty nice to have it confirmed. Whether or not I actually become banned again, if you want to hear more from me, you could look at my Tumblr page. I'll have a link in the description. 2 final things to say before I close this video. First, nobody has my permission to upload my video of the top 10 Mario games from Dailymotion onto YouTube. In fact, you have my express unpermission. I forbid you to. I thought it would be my final video, and as a result, I put an extreme amount of effort into it. And because of this, I want YouTube to never have it. To be frank, I don't deserve YouTube, and YouTube doesn't deserve me. If having some of my content exclusive to Dailymotion takes some market share away from YouTube, then more power to everyone but YouTube. If you upload my video to YouTube against my wishes, then you're part of the reason why YouTube has a copyright system in the first place. Why would you want to be such a big part of the problem? Finally, if you support video makers such as myself, Josh Scorcher, or even The Angry Joe Show, then do us a favor and stop using Google as your primary search engine. It's not that hard to switch. There's Yahoo, Bing, Ask.com, or even DuckDuckGo. Doing this is a quick and easy way to curb the feeding of the beast that is Google Incorporated while still being able to watch YouTube videos. I'm not saying completely boycott Google, that's practically impossible and impacts YouTubers. I'm saying that Google has become the new face of corporate America. And by that, I mean the political cartoon figure of a fat Uncle Pennybags from Monopoly smoking a cigar and stepping on poor people in order to make his fortune. Google has billions, with a B, of cash on hand. If it wanted to, it could implement decent customer support like Amazon.com. But they would much rather line their pockets.